From an angle where I couldn't see, her eyes reddened for a fleeting moment. Then she lifted her foot and kicked my shoulder, knocking me away. She burst into laughter. Jason, have you completely lost your pride, if it makes you happy? Or did you figure saying that would make me give you more money? I stumbled back, landing hard on the floor. I couldn't meet her eyes. She had no idea. No one else could trample on my dignity because, frankly, I didn't care what they thought. But she was different. All it took was one scornful laugh from her, and my pride was already in a million pieces. I shook my head, saying nothing. Sophia beckoned to me with one finger. Come here, on your knees. I crawled back to her, kneeling so close. I had been this close to her once before, when she'd fallen asleep at her desk while coding late at night. I had wanted to steal a kiss, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. Back then, I had leaned down to cover her with a blanket. Now at the same distance, I had to look up at her, and she looked down at me as if I truly were a dog. Sophia tilted my chin up. Jason, 2 years, and you've become more interesting. But why aren't you smiling? You're a gigolo. Is this how you treat your clients? I couldn't help but correct her. Not a gigolo, a masseur, Sophia laughed. Is there a difference? I didn't argue further. I just forced a smile. She nodded, satisfied. Begin. How many times had I dreamed of holding these feet in my hands? But I never dared, afraid it would upset her. I figured no woman would want a man's touch to be transactional, so I never crossed that line. I sympathized with her plight, admired her resilience, and respected her ambition. All of that coalesced into love, or maybe I would have loved her anyway without any of it. Why I loved her, what it was about her, I didn't really know. I just did. In prison, the only thing that kept me going for 2 years was the thought of seeing her again, just once. The hell I endured in there would have been enough to kill me 10,000 times over otherwise. Thanks to the old-timer in my cell, my skills were excellent. For the rest of the foot massage, Sophia didn't give me any more trouble. When the session was over, I dried her feet and carried the basin away. After tidying up, I managed another strained smile. Ma'am, the foot treatment is complete. If there's nothing else, I'll be on my way. I turned to leave without waiting for her reply. Yes, I was running. I was even ready to quit my job, because this, being stripped of all my dignity in front of her, was the one thing I couldn't bear. Stop. Did I say you could leave? Her voice came from behind me, sharp and cold. I knew it. She wasn't going to let me off that easily. I hesitated for a moment, then turned back to face her and let out a long sigh. Under her amused gaze, I dropped to my knees again, a self-deprecating smile on my face. I admit it. I said a lot of things that hurt you, and I apologize. If you can't accept my apology, then please, punish me all at once. Get it over with, and then just let me go. Can you do that? A complex expression flickered across her face. She stood up and walked toward me, barefoot. Her fingers found the gap between the buttons of my shirt, and she gave a slight tug. Get up. I rose, following the gentle pressure, but I couldn't meet her eyes. Jason, am I stupid? She asked. I was taken aback. I shook my head. If she were stupid, how could she have built a multi-million-dollar empire? I had no idea why she was asking me that. She didn't seem to expect an answer. Instead, she walked toward the plush king-sized bed. Just my feet isn't enough. Give me a full body spa treatment. She sat on the edge of the bed and then gracefully lay on her side, her body forming a breathtaking curve. Jason, I asked the manager about you, she said, her tone laced with mockery. Sia, he said your patron this morning, the 400-pound one, was praising your golden fingers. So let me see for myself. Show me just how much pleasure a gigolo like you can give a woman. Then, right in front of me, she began to remove her clothes, piece by piece.